Hello, my name is Aminat Kalejaye. I'm a 21-year-old consultant. I consult on leadership, entrepreneurship, management, and business strategy. I'm a graduate of law. I studied law at the North American University in Benin Republic. I'm also a graduate member of the Nigerian Institute of Management, a member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria. I'm also a member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Development in the UK. I also belong to the Chartered Institute of Entrepreneurs and Strategic Administrators and a few other organizations that I have membership certificates with. I run a consulting firm called Fizza Consulting Limited. We're a consulting provider of world-class learning interventions structured towards increasing ROI, which is called return on investment for organizations, startup businesses, and both private and local and international and public establishments. We are located in Lagos State, but we're always anywhere our services are needed. I started Fizza after university. When I finished university in 2014, my university and the Nigerian Law School administration have some coalition, and this really was not favorable to we that were graduating students. So that means that you wouldn't be going to law school because of the conflicting interest between the school and the Nigerian Law School. So then it brought me to a point where I became very, very devastated, frustrated, and all the words that you could ever think of. And I was getting anorexic to a point. And then my mom and I were talking one day, and she was like, would you just let this door that has been closed upon you be the end of your life, or would you open a new door or create a new opening for yourself? So I thought, what can I do? She was like, you can do a lot of things. You know, you've always multitasked and everything. And while I was in university, I was the chief communications officer for law students in West Africa. So I already had that communication aspect of my life. So I thought, okay, what can I start? Then I began to attend a lot of personal development trainings and everything, which reawakened the spirit in me. So I thought, what can I start? Why not start something on entrepreneurship and leadership training? So by using my BlackBerry Messenger, I started training people with BlackBerry Messenger and my WhatsApp and my Facebook. I started creating Facebook groups for trainings, and that was how I started my company. After a while, I thought, okay, people already know me with this thing. Why don't I just go professional with it? So I started taking professional exams with management institutes, leadership-based organizations, entrepreneurship institutes, and I started Fizza. Now, Fizza is Fizza, and it's gotten from the Arabic word Fizza, which means light. So literally, what we're trying to do is, anytime you hear the word Fizza, what comes to you is those that strike upon you, and then the lightning of whatever comes upon you. So probably your life is in darkness. Once we enter the light, everything starts to awaken in you. So that's just the main objective of the organization, and we've been in existence for 2 years officially, and we've been needed a couple of trainings as well. The passion has always been there, actually, because my mom actually has an NGO that is catering for young ladies. Just like every other organization, the challenges that I actually had when I started was doing things the right way. You know, there's a lot of difference between you wanting to do something and you doing it the right way. So I had to learn while experiencing that. For example, how to submit a proposal when you have a training that you have the intention of doing, or when there is a certain thing you would like to do for an organization, like a proposal for a consulting deal. So when I started, I thought maybe, you just write a letter introducing yourself and say, I want to do these things. But then one day I submitted a proposal, and then the man said, what is this? I see a lot of potential, but I see no content. And I was like, sir, what do you mean? And then it was like, yes, I see a lot of potential in this, but I don't see the content of what you really intend to come and do. So I said, what does it mean? And he told me, okay, if you're bringing anything to any organization, you have to put your incorporation certificates by the CSC, you have to put your accreditations and everything. That gives you more professionalism, and that gives the organization you're going to that you actually have the expertise to do what you intend to do. So, a couple of things the first challenge that I faced was having to start relearning the business strategies of building up a consulting enterprise. My first degree was in law. So another thing was I have to stop the aspect of me being too ambiguous. The legal career has too many diction, there's too many words and everything. But in the consulting world, you have to break everything to the understanding of your participants or to your proposed partner or client. So that was another challenge for me, having to break things down to the understanding of the average man. I think another challenge for me was being a lady, of course. I'm sure you're expecting that. Just like everywhere, sometimes you go and submit your proposal and then they are giving you their own proposals. So you begin to wonder, what am I supposed to do? Now, if you're not a very firm person, if you're not disciplined, if you're not somebody who actually has self-confidence, you get to a point where these people say certain things that makes you want to give your body for your expertise in return. So I think that's the third one. Another one is government policies. There are some government policies that are actually conflicting with certain things that we would want to do. So it's not really giving us an enabling environment to do things as we would want to do them. And I think another one is people seeing that because you're young, you don't have the expertise. In the course of my 2 years professional expertise, I've been into consulting for like almost 8 years, but professionally it's like just 2 years. And during these 8 years, I've seen people who don't have the content, people who lack the expertise, but they are being given the jobs because people think, oh, he's in his 40s, he would have had experiences. And I think we need to move from that aspect. We need to move beyond thinking that because the person is older, he has more expertise. We need to begin to give the younger people, the younger generation, an opportunity to explore and to utilize the same opportunities that are available to the older generation, because that is the only way competition can be healthy. That is the only way we can grow. Because when, for example, you have a 40-year-old person and me, I'm 21, we're coming together to submit a proposal for a training, and he knows that because he's 40, he would get it. Oh, she's a young girl, she might not get it. It's like just a 30% chance of me getting it. He has this confidence coming in, and then indirectly, I'm going to be feeling like, oh, probably because he's a lot older than I am, he might get this deal. So I think a lot of organizations should try and give this inclusive opportunity to the younger generation to try their hands on. I mean, if you don't get the opportunities to utilize what you have, you will not grow. So then it's like another impediment for us. That's why sometimes I have to do free trainings just to show them that I really can do this thing. Sometimes I have to do a lot of freebies, I have to do a lot of free online trainings, a lot of free things, things that other people that don't know as much as I do, even though I'm younger, cannot do, just to show that I have the substance, just to show that I have the expertise. So I think those are the key challenges that we are facing. Competition, for me, I don't see it as competition. Basically, I think for any industry that you go into, if you don't have competitive edge, you will not be on the edge to succeed. So for me, I see them more as collaborators. So what I do basically is I don't see you as we're competing together to get a certain deal. I see you as we're collaborating to make an industry grow. I see you as we're both a tool in the re-engineering of the next generation of leaders. So instead of me seeing you as a competition and then probably I let it get into my head and then I see you as a rival, so to say, I see you as more as a co-pilot. When you're both pilots, you're co-pilots, you would definitely want that plane to get down and all your on everybody inside the plane landing safely. So the same thing for me. I see myself as a co-pilot in this industry, and the participants and the clientele, I see them as the passengers. So all we are just going to do is let them land safely, which is help them to grow, which is help them to make their industries grow, which is help entrepreneurs, help business people to grow their businesses. So for me, I don't see them as competition. I see them as co-piloting. My advice to everybody that will try to start up something is, first of all, believe in yourself. I tell people it takes confidence for you to go to a next person and tell them, this is what I believe in, this is what I want to do. The next thing is find yourself. I keep saying this all the time, and I'm quite emotional about it because I see a lot of youth lacking behind. I see a lot of people not exploring the potential that they have in them. You see, it's not enough to say, oh, the government is not doing enough, oh, the government is not giving us money. In every developing country and every developed country, it is the youth that are actually the engineer of productivity and development. And once you're not productive as a youth, it's your productivity that will then affect the sustainability of growth, even if we grow as a nation, because certain youths are working. If the others don't work, their growth will not be sustainable. So the first thing is finding yourself. Now let's, for example, look at the situation of Nigeria. Look at yourself and say, okay, for example, I'm a consultant, I do leadership trainings, I do entrepreneurship trainings. How can I bring change to the society? So for example, what I did is I started an NGO that actually works with the youth So we do a lot of entrepreneurship trainings, leadership trainings, educational trainings for youth in SS1 to SS3, because that's like the range between which you're leaving the childhood stage into adulthood, and that's the age where we can actually grasp you and then remodel you into that youth that will be passionate about himself and about humanity. So find yourself. Once you find yourself, you see that it's a lot easier for you to do things. The reason why people usually don't find their profession or what they do easily is because they don't have the passion. They've not found themselves. They just see that, okay, probably my friend is doing this and I want to do it. But it doesn't work like that. Whatever your friend does, it doesn't mean you have to do it. You have to find yourself. Maybe your friend has found himself, so the next thing is for you to find yourself. Another thing is, when you find yourself, redefine yourself. Redefine yourself. Now, when I say redefine, I don't mean look for what is not in you and put it. I mean look for that thing that you have in you, but that thing that you need to redefine. For example, if you like to talk, redefine yourself by getting paid to talk, not just talking anyhow. You understand? Another thing is, if I say redefine yourself, I mean look for that thing in you that is lacking. So, for example, if you're a good writer, why don't you take writing classes? Why don't you take professional writing classes to enable you to have the skills? It's not enough to find yourself and see that you have the potential. Build yourself, build skills that will enable you to build expertise. And another thing I'd like the youth to please work on is don't be too money conscious. A lot of people start a business to make money. When your business is profit oriented and not service oriented, it doesn't last, because you get frustrated when the money doesn't come. I mean, when I started my business, it wasn't even to make money. It was just for me to move out of that shell of what my law school problems had given me and to rebuild myself. So it was a lot easier for me. When the money was even coming, I wasn't even so bothered about it. But then now that the money is coming, I'm a lot more comfortable and I can also give back to society, which is the last thing I'm going to say. Whatever you do that does not have value to humanity will never grow. Humanity needs value, and they will pay as much as they can if they see that the value you are giving them, the next person cannot give them. Look at Facebook, look at other social media platforms. Look at what happened to Yahoo, where I remember that when I was growing up, Yahoo Mail was like the in thing. If you don't have a Yahoo Mail, everybody would be like, you don't have a Yahoo Mail. No, you understand? So basically, if you don't grow, if you don't give value to humanity, you will go out of business. Look at what happened to Nokia. I mean, then I remember when I was growing up, if you don't have a Nokia phone, you're not the happening thing in town. So the same thing goes for your idea. That idea that you think is like the biggest shot in life, by the time you see the next morning when you wake up, a person has already come up with something that is a lot bigger. So that tells you that if you're going into any business or even anything you do in life, always look for the next big thing to do. Put yourself on the edge. You know, when you're at the edge, it's like you're falling down, but you push yourself back in. So when you keep on doing that, you see that you're growing and then you're helping humanity as well, which is a key thing in life. Law and business. You know, if you study law is like an all-rounding course. It gives you fundamental training in every aspect. I remember I took economics in my first year. I also remember that I took international world politics and business relationship in my final year, which is actually a predeterminant for you to be a graduate in my school. So I think my school actually gave me that leverage as well to an extent. Going from law into business, it wasn't quite what I intended. Law has always been like my passion. I'm so passionate about it. See me speaking about it right now. And it has always been that thing that keeps me on the edge, that I'm like, okay, being a lawyer is one thing I would want to do and give my best shot to. But then, you know, when life happens to you, it's either you let life happen to you or you happen to life. So I decided to breathe into life, and that's what I'm doing right now. So going into business consulting has not been very easy for me, but then it has been a reawakening for me. It has been something that has awakened that part of me that I never knew existed. Sometimes when I pitch my business or when I pitch my projections to people, they're like, wow, a lawyer talking like this. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to profit from my passion. So I think that's just the basic thing. Whatever you have passion for, try to profit from it. So switching from one career to another, also as a youth, you must be able to multitask. I mean, the average youth right now should not be having one source of income. I don't advise people to do that. I advise people to be multitasking. I think for every individual, based on my experience, every individual actually has 6 different things that they can do effortlessly. So that, remember I said you have to find yourself. So that comes back to you finding yourself. When you find yourself, you see all the things that you can do together and multitasking. You understand? For example, I run a consulting company, I run an NGO, I run a business enterprise, I do a lot of motivational speaking, I do writing, I do trainings. Now, all those things comes down to one thing: services, value-adding services. So whatever you think you want to do, let it all have one key thing. So for example, you like to make soap, you like to cook, you like to make certain things. It comes down to manufacturing. So look for things that you can do that have a value chain. So if you're doing one thing, you're doing this one, you're doing that one, they all have a value chain attaching each other to one another. So for example, if I give you a consulting deal in your company, for example, maybe I consult for you on performance management or performance reviewing of your employee or your personnel. It gets to a point whereby you need a training based on my recommendations. Now, my expertise will be brought in again in that regard. So that tells you that whatever you do must have a value chain. One thing leads to the next thing. Don't just do you are doing fishery. You are doing, you understand? Do something that actually has a value chain, such that, for example, if you're doing this thing and you do it for a client, it might need your expertise in the next line, and then of course your name comes to mind. So that also helps you to build your brand, that helps you to build your expertise, and helps you to keep a chain of customers that turn to family for you. Fizza Consulting Limited is a consulting provider of work-life interventions. We do trainings, we do consulting services, we train on a lot of things actually, change management. Remember I said everything that you do must have a value chain. So all the trainings that we offer add value back to our clientele. So we do trainings on management, leadership, entrepreneurship, business strategy. For example, if you're an entrepreneur and you intend to start up a business, how do you start a business? How do you leverage on your network? When I say network, I mean your friends, I mean your schoolmates, your playmates, people that you know around you. We help you to look at the key things that you're not seeing in business, and we help you to bring value from those things. Little details like what you like to do, what people like to eat around you. For example, we recently had a friend that likes to make kunu aya, that's tiger nut drink. And I told her, why don't you just start making this thing for people in your faculty? Now she makes nothing less than 10,000 naira in a day, selling to other faculties in her faculty. So we have a lot of trainings that we also offer under learning and development. We have a few of them on business management skills, business communication skills, personal development and productivity enhancements for individual and for workforce. We also have customized trainings that we customize for you based on your organization's preference. So for example, if there's a certain problem you have in your organization and you would like us to come and train you, you could just call us and then we'll be glad to customize a training that will suit your problem, because the key thing is helping you to solve and decimate the issues within an organization that will constantly always come up. We also offer organizational development trainings on how to develop an organization and also how to see your competitors as co-pilots in your industry, just like I already explained about how I view my own business as well. We offer a lot of trainings on business process remapping. How do you remap your business? How do you, just like the map of Africa or the map of any continent, you see that certain countries are certain strategic places. Now these countries are those places, they are able to wire themselves to help themselves. So for example, Nigeria and Ghana can work together on inter-border crimes. So the same thing will help you on how to remap your business processes properly and productively to enable you to help your personnel, who are the people that are working with you, and also boost your profits, which is the main reason why you started your business. So these are some of the things that we offer, and we're a constantly growing brand. And just like any organization, as the need arises, there are also some services that we provide. I'd like to thank All E for this interview. You know, it's an amazing platform that helps to bring out entrepreneurship skills in people, and also bring to the doorsteps, so to say, of young entrepreneurs around the world. Stories of young entrepreneurs like myself who are doing very well with their passion. I think it's a platform everybody should be a part of, and also should strengthen, because it takes one youth to motivate another youth, and it takes another youth to motivate, and then you see the sequence just goes on and on like that, and then before you know it, we have a very strong youth force that is ready to take over the world. So I'd like to say a very big thank you to All E for this opportunity. I see it as a huge honor indeed. Thank you very much.